everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on the Movies, and we're on episode 4 of the new Goosebumps series. Go Eat Worms. And, as usual, this modern episode, doesn't represent the original really much at all. Very little. Except there's worms in it and somebody eats them. I guess. I don't remember even the kid eating worms.
No, he didn't.
Okay, so that was not...
he was kind of like, they were appearing everywhere, so I think he might have bitten into something and then he almost ate them, but then he spit it out. But he never actually ate worms, no. Because that's not the point of the story at all.
I like them as pets.
This one's even worse because it's not even like they read the synopsis on the back of the book.
No.
It's just like they saw the title, Go Eat Worms, and then they wrote a story. Because if you actually read the book or watched the episode, you would know that, that the worm thing, eating worms, has no bearing on the plot at all. No. Actually, I mean, there's nothing about eating worms except for them appearing everywhere. And so, you ready to get into it, Safi?
Sure.
Because let's explain too. It's called Go Eat Worms. That's not literal. That's not a literal saying. Like that was the people in the books being fed up with the main kid Todd and telling him go eat worms, as in like it was like an insult because everyone hated him because he was a piece of shit in the book and the episode. It wasn't like a literal saying. So, they couldn't even figure that out though,
Well, this is a completely made up story starting with
parents.
The parents. And you have Lucas. Now, he is the one that ate some worms at the Halloween party.
He didn't eat them. He just got them and collected them.
I thought he ate one. Remember, he said,
no, he ate them at home when he was telling her about the affair. Did you even watch the episode?
I thought he did at the Halloween
No,
party.
He didn't.
Just one.
No.
Okay. Well,
I don't think so.
He said, "You want to see me eat worms?" I remember that.
Yeah.
Or you want to see me eat this worm? Oh, well. Anyway, so that's the little part of it that's connected.
So his mom and the counselor are having an affair, and already we start off the episode with a really cringeworthy line. I just washed my private parts with mini bar soap. That's what the mom says. And that was bad. That was grosser than anything in the rest of the episode. Actually, that was grosser than all the CGI worms.
But him puking up worms all over.
Okay, you're jumping ahead. I don't know why you're doing that.
Well, I don't know, but you're saying that's grosser. I don't know.
It is, because that was all computer generated. It didn't.
Yeah, that's true.
It didn't even look convincing. It just looked fake and trash, like everything else in this episode. So, Safi, you ready to continue going along with the episode?
Okay, so we have this, there's an affair. So, what happens? The guidance counselor brings Mom home, Nora, who owns the diner or whatever it is, and the boy, Lucas, her son, sees them, and I guess he films them, probably with his camera phone.
Oh, yeah, and we should also emphasize that this kid, he is an adrenaline junkie like his father, so it's kind of like the character from the comedy movie Hot Rod, basically, and that's what this whole episode was kind of like. If you've ever seen Hot Rod, it's like a shitty version of Hot Rod, a shitty teen drama version, like if they actually took it seriously, and that's not in the book. In the book, the whole point of the story is that he's obsessed with worms. He dissects them. He does models. He's obsessed with worms. It has nothing to do with his dead father. He doesn't have a dead father in the book or the show.
No, I just said it.
Bullshit.
There's no semblance to the original story.
Yeah, and we got to go through every example of that. And so he's not an adrenaline junkie in the book or the show. That's false. That's another stupid thing that they made up for the show. And then also, we should also say that I thought that the funniest part of the episode was Carly Beth's mom. She shows up again, and she's still a CUNT.
She is bad.
Like, she's just the worst mother in Goosebumps history.
Is that the woman at the end?
No, she was the nurse. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I thought.
I didn't put that together because I thought, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mean.
She's
cold.
like Nurse Ratched.
Yeah, she is.
And that's not the character from the book. I don't understand, like, why would they do that? Like, you look at the book, you look at the episode, the mom is like the nicest character around, and what did they do to her? They make her a CUNT? Like, that was a terrible idea. That's probably one of the worst ideas out of all the things that they've done on the show, is making Carly Beth's mom a horrible person. Like, that was not a good idea. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Epic fail. Right, Safi?
Yeah, it's sad and sickening.
And then the main kid, he collected worms from the party, and he accidentally eats one when he's telling the nerdy girl about the affair.
Because that's Margot's dad. And what happens is, I have to show you something, and he convinces her to go home, and he shows her the video. He doesn't really say anything. He just shows her the video. And so she sees her dad dropping off his mom, Nora.
And then at nighttime, I got a little worried for a second because they showed all these CGI worms crawling around all over the place and all over the main kid.
They show him going up his nose.
They're going inside of him. And that's when the worrying stopped, because I was like, oh, this is actually nothing like the books. You know, because in the book, in the episode, what happens is the worms start coming and going everywhere around him. Like, there's this really gross part in the book where there's worms all over him in bed, and then he gets up and he goes into the bathroom and tries to wash them off in the bathtub, and then there's worms in the bathtub too, and there's just worms everywhere, and it's so gross and it's so creepy, and just like it's really like vomit inducing, the book anyways. And but no, in this episode, it's all about how the worms can give you superpowers, and you know, his body. This is so strange. Like, the writers don't even understand the digestive system, because the worms, apparently, they don't digest. They just
They crawl under his skin.
No, because he swallowed them. They went down into his stomach. So
yeah, but they went through his body.
The worms,
too, they showed it.
How did the worms get just all over? Like, it doesn't make any sense. These are worms. You saw at the end that they were able to be destroyed by the sawmill. What happened here? When they went inside of his stomach, they would have been dissolved in the stomach acid. Right. So that doesn't make any sense at all.
And then they're crawling under his skin because they show his shoulder, because what happens is, he ran the motorcycle off the roof of the
I don't know why you're
building.
jumping there.
You just jumped to the end.
No, I didn't.
With the sawmill?
No, I gave an example that at the end they're able to be destroyed, so it doesn't make any sense that they could survive his stomach acid and then crawl over his body on the inside somehow.
Well, I know, but he was able to, like, he slammed his hand in his locker.
Yeah, the worms give him superpowers. That's the story now. You know, it's not the book at all. Of course, the story of the book is an anti-bullying story, which is weird because they set this character up as a bully, and, you know, he was a huge bully to his sister in the book and the show. The whole fucking story is supposed to be about how he has to stop being a bully because these worms, like, bother him, and they ruin his life, and they really fuck him up. And so it changes him, and it makes him, like, not want to mess with worms anymore, and it makes him be nice to his sister. And then at the end, there's a twist where it's like, oh, now he's going to torture butterflies and kill butterflies. And then there's a giant butterfly at the end, and it kills the main kid. And I thought that was a great book. Well, it wasn't a great book, but it was a great book in comparison to this. I don't know what they were thinking. Worms giving you superpowers.
Able to withstand any kind of blow to the body, any kind of, like, for example, slamming your hands in the locker and your fingers all breaking, but having them able to heal up in 2 seconds.
It's really bad. And then the main kid, he doesn't even have a sister.
No, he's an only child.
Oh, that's not the book or the episode, so sorry. And then he jumps his bike off the roof onto the counselor's car
and ruins it.
Window, and that's another like hot rod moment. And then the main kid goes to where his dad died to do the stunt, and instead of him having to go through, what's called a character arc, he just vomits out all the worms.
Well, his mother, before that happens, apparently his father left a note. And he said, I'm doing this stunt. It was like a Evel Knievel, if you know who I'm talking about, stunt. But I know I'm not going to survive because I don't want to. And there's no reason given as to why he's doing that. I don't think. I didn't hear that. And then, because the boy thought that he did it and he just failed. So he wanted to be just like him, and because he thought these worms were going to give him powers, he's going to live. So she tells him about the note. She had never told him before. And that's when he's sick.
By the way, that was also kind of like a Hot Rod thing, because in Hot Rod, he thought that his dad died doing this stunt, and it turned out that his dad actually died at a pie eating contest or something. Like something really goofy and stupid, and so that was another kind of Hot Rod thing there, that like there was a lie about his death. So it's Margot's there and his mom, and then it's him, because she was telling him it has to do, him eating these worms and having this problem has to do with the Biddle house. And she wants, because his mother knows about what happened to the boy, the Biddle boy, how he died, that the townspeople have something to do with it apparently. She's been going up to her and, saying what's going on. Anyway, but this is all about the boy. And he gets off the motorcycle now that he believes his mother, and he pukes up all these worms. It's like, oh God, I know, I guess it's CGI, but of course it is, but it's so gross and disgusting. And so then the girl, Margot, feels the ground shaking, and a big monster of giant worms and a big clump pops up out of the ground. Go ahead, Marco. Yeah, well, actually, the worms, like, they all form into a monster, and also that is nothing like the book. In the book, it's a giant worm monster, period. There's a giant worm.
Just one
it's
worm.
It's like Tremors. And actually, in the book, I will admit that in the book, the way that the worm is defeated is very stupid, as I've said before. What happens is his sister's walking by with her friend, and they're carrying the bird project that he destroyed earlier in the book that they redid, and the shadow of the bird project scares the worm and makes it go back into the ground.
Yeah.
And so, but it was clever. That was a clever idea for for the worm to get defeated, even though it was stupid. But in this, the main kid gets on the motorcycle, and there's like a chase into the into the sawmill, and then the worms get fucked up in the sawmill. The end. And then when there's a cop there, the mom tells him what happened, like what really happened, and she gets put away.
Well, psych lockup.
Yeah, which is really strange because it's like...
It's a hold. It's like a 24 or 48 hour hold.
Okay. It's only for that amount of time.
But it depends on the doctor or the person.
Well,
of course,
because
it's that
like
bad woman.
They just took away his mother.
I know.
So, what's gonna happen with him now? I don't care.
I don't know. But you have Isaac. What's his name? You have Isaiah, and all these other kids. Each kid who's been affected, and I guess I don't know what the next episode's going to be.
It's
about.
Reader Beware, which I don't know what that means.
I don't either. It's a made-up thing.
You know what I think? I think that, and I'll say this again next video, I think that the shitty writers of this show, they took Reader Beware literally, like they took the Go Eat Worms title literally. And so they're like, oh, we're not reading the books because, Reader Beware. We're in for a scare. And these people are so retarded that they can't even say Viewer Beware. I mean, the 90s TV show did that. Like, they said Viewer Beware because you're watching a fucking show, you're not reading a fucking book.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure that out, though. And I give this episode another fuck you. But it wasn't as big of a fuck you as last episode. And I will say that, like, so far, if you had to pick, it's like, and Safi, she criticizes this all the time with, like, oh, well, it's still a bad movie, or, oh, it's still a bad show, like, why are you saying that one bad thing is better than the other? But Safi actually liked this episode and thought it was amazing. Probably because she's not really familiar with the book or the story.
No, I was not familiar with the book. I never read the book.
You saw the episode.
A lot of these books.
You saw the episode.
Read the books themselves.
You saw the episode, though.
I saw the episode maybe once, and I really don't remember it that well. It seems like I remember the Bird Project casting a shadow.
Well, that was in the book. That wasn't in the episode. So.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, well, see, Marco knows the books. He read them for the most part. Not every single one, but all those early books. This is one of the early books.
But I will say, let's just, we usually rate things in terms of food. Okay, the first episode, it is KFC diarrhea. The second episode is McDonald's diarrhea. The third episode is Wendy's diarrhea. And this episode is Taco Bell diarrhea. And so I guess you could say, like, Taco Bell diarrhea is a little bit better than those other diarrheas.
It's disgusting.
Well, it's like, what else can you say? Like, this is not good at all. But in terms of diarrhea, it is the best diarrhea out of the bunch, I guess.
Okay.
Well, although, I wouldn't say so, because I thought that the Haunted Mask Girl was a lot better, so.
She's not in it a lot this time. They all work as a team and they all have some input, but
they're all terrible. I'm not saying they're good at all.
It's really Margot and it's really this boy. And I gave it a B, and it's because I like the motorcycle riding, which was really good. I'm sure he didn't do it. It was like a stuntman. And then, but it was good. And then I thought the acting was good with the
I bet you did.
Mother and the boy, and that was
the indie teen drama.
Yeah.
What we all wanted in a Goosebumps show.
But it wasn't
indie teen drama and affairs.
But I know, even though I only saw the episode like once a million years ago, I know that it was nothing like it at all. So. But on its own, it's different from the rest. I just thought there's a lot more action. And then you have this thing with the affair. And then also you have this thing where, guess who went in and told the guidance counselor that his daughter and Isaiah cheated?
The main guy's, his girlfriend.
The bully
girl. You know, she's supposed to be a likable character. Well, she's not.
She's not
likable to me.
No, she's not. She's a biatch, and so I just thought there was things about it that I liked better than any of the others. Well, that's me, and I'm not going to have an identical opinion to you.
But Safi, you got to admit that, like, if you held this story in as much favor as you did with, like, Haunted Mask or Cuckoo Clock of Doom, you might be a little bit more upset about it and not like it as much anyway, even if it was the best diarrhea out of the diarrheas. Right? You have to admit that, because, like, you don't really care about Go Eat Worms, the story. Like, you don't, and not really many people do, because it's not a very good book. It's just basically a gross out book. And, but I just think that Safi is being a little weird, because she had not really familiar with it, so
whatever.
She doesn't have a connection to it.
Better than any of the others, but I don't like the fact that they have taken these older titles and made new stories that have no semblance to the real thing.
No.
I don't think they should have been, or they should have been legally allowed to do that. I think it should have been a standalone, like an American Horror story season, where you have, because they all connect together back to the original, the first episode. They all have the same characters, and you emphasize each character in an episode, and which they've done. Let's see, they've done Isaiah, and then you have James with the cuckoo clock, and
the girly boy, and then
James.
You have the Haunted Mask girl.
The Haunted Mask girl. You have this boy.
And the last one left is the one, I guess her story is next episode.
Margot.
Yeah.
Who's the guidance counselor's daughter. So, and then you...
And it's just like Nightmare on Elm Street. All the kids who are the kids of the parents who killed the character are being targeted. Wow! Nightmare on Elm Street! Yay!
And then, of course, you have the sub-story, which wasn't really much to it this time, except that the motorcycle boy, had this eyeball that he had found.
Slappy's eyeball.
Slappy's eyeball. It was a big plastic eyeball, and the English teacher, the Biddle boy who's possessed him, he sees that and says, "Where'd you get that?" And he starts to reach for it. It's hanging off his belt, like a keychain, kind of like. And he said, "Hey, don't mess with me," or something, and goes, "I've got to go to class." And he goes to class, and then the English teacher goes into the guidance counselor, and who kind of reprimands him, because I guess he's been taking a lot of sick leave and personal time, and he says, "You've really got to, whatever's going on with you, you've got to fight it." And he said, "Well, I'm missing somebody." He's talking about Slappy. So I don't know if this next episode is going to be about Slappy.
No, episode 6 will be next week.
Oh, God.
There will be Night of the Living Dummy and Night of the Living Dummy 2.
Oh.
But what grade would you give this shitty-ass episode?
I already did. I gave it a B.
Oh!
God, before Marco has a heart attack.
Oh!
Okay, everybody, so if you like this show, give it a thumbs up. And please tell us what you think about this one and the other ones. If you think it's any better, or it's just the same, or you're pissed off, which I still am. I don't think they should have been illegally allowed to take the names of original. And these are books. These aren't short stories. They were actually standalone books. So they're allowed to plagiarize the names of original books. Yeah, they were small paperbacks, children books, but that really, is somebody going to get the Winnie the Pooh series?
Yes, Safi, because the Winnie the Pooh series is public domain, so people can do what they want with it.
Well, let's see. How about the Magic Tree House books? Are they going to get that and make it?
Don't give them ideas, Safi. Don't do that.
What in the hell is going on here? I just don't. I mean, okay, Winnie the Pooh, that was written a long, long time ago, okay? I think it was written after World War II or World War One, because I think the author had some terrible war experiences.
I'm sure that the veterans of World War II would agree that being in World War II is better than watching this show.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that they may be in public domain now, but these other books are not, and the Goosebumps books would not.
Yeah, and they have the rights to them, Safi.
Yeah, the rights to do what?
Whatever they want, which means destroy them. I know. Well,
it's illegal.
I consider it cultural terrorism, which is exactly what the Exorcist movie was. It's what the recent Halloween trilogy was.
Ugh.
Because it's like taking things that were good and deliberately destroying them in order to like modernize them or to, make them different in a way where it's purposefully like as bad as possible. Like Disney Star Wars, all Marvel stuff that they do.
People complain about it.
Like the female Ghostbusters thing that they did. There's tons of examples, and this show is just another example.
I just can't believe that they can do that. I don't understand it. I don't care if they got the rights. What does that mean to get the rights?
It means you can do whatever you want, and then R.L. Stine will pretend that he likes it so that it'll make more money. Apparently, like with Fear Street. Which I will say, Fear Street was better than this, but that's not saying much, because Fear Street was...
I didn't like Fear Street compared to this.
Fear Street was atrocious.
I thought Fear Street was terrible.
Well, it was worse in terms of it was more of an agenda show.
Well,
it was all about... It was just all lesbian propaganda bullshit, but...
It was gobbledygook. I mean, it was just muck.
It did have better stuff in it. Like, it felt more mature in terms of, like, this show is pretending like it's mature when it's not. Like it's not dark at all. Like there's no kills, there's no like sex or nudity on screen. Like it's not dark at all. It's just it's like a wimpy teen drama version of Goosebumps with terrible characters.
Well, there was a lot of drama in this one, more than any of the other shows. There was the thing with the mother and father having an affair. There was the thing about the boy's father actually committed suicide and he just finds out about it. There was the girlfriend of Isaiah who tells on him and the guidance counselor's daughter that they cheated. There's the girl finding out that her father is cheating on her mother, and so there's all these little soap opera little scandals there that are part of the show. That's not Goosebumps things.
Yeah, that's not Goosebumps.
That's
sorry.
Not Goosebumps. But it was just compared to the other ones, which I don't know. It's like what that rating that Marco gave when he went to Tim Hortons and he wanted cream of broccoli soup, which
I wanted broccoli cheddar.
Broccoli cheddar, sorry.
And they said, we don't have that. We have cream of broccoli, though.
Right,
and
but it was like clear soup
with broccoli. It was not actual soup. It was like water with broccoli in it.
It was water with broccoli that didn't have much flavor. It was just...
They came up with it like as a cover for the fact that they didn't have it, and it was really gross.
That's what these other episodes have been. This had more meat in it. There were more... There was the stunt driving, which was really good. Because I've seen stunt driving with motorcycles. It's called motocross.
The stunt drivers can go do a different show that's not Goosebumps because that's not the story here. The story is supposed to be go eat worms.
And all the other little drama scenes, that's like a kind of like a Lifetime / Hallmark.
Yeah, you like that kind of stuff.
Well, it's just. It sets it apart from the others.
And some of the acting was good with the mom, and then
the son.
But it's not the story,
no,
and so it's not good. Like you just can't enjoy it because it's not the story.
But I'm not. I mean, and I understand that, but
like because I said with the Haunted Mask that Justin Long did really good.
He wasn't in this episode.
And
that much.
The Haunted Mask girl, she did really good. And I said, even though they both did really good, I can't give this episode more than a fuck you.
Well, Justin Long was not in. He was kind of like at the edges, like the fringe, and they showed him periodically in the show because he's looking for Slappy, and he tells the guidance counselor, "I'm missing my friend. I'm missing a good friend."
Yeah, he's so good, and it's so sad that he's in this trash.
Anyway, that's it, everybody. So tell us what you think, and we'll see you on one more. We have one more to do, and that's what we're going to work on now. Goodbye.
Bye.